Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rumela, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys two very unique and easy iftar recipes that you can make this Ramadan. This is something that we make every Ramadan, and the whole family absolutely loves. Both these are non-veg recipes, but if you don't eat a lot of non-veg, you can definitely make these in veg as well. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first recipe is a cheesy chicken basket. So to make the filling, first we are going to fry some chicken. Actually, you need chicken for both the recipes, so I'm just going to fry some chicken that I've marinated in spices, that is turmeric, chili powder, jeera powder, salt and pepper, and some ginger garlic paste. So that's done. The ingredients that you're going to need is some tomatoes, some cheese, some chicken, some onion, and some potatoes. This is what you're going to need for the first filling. So to make the filling, take a kadai, add some oil, and then add in some chopped garlic. You can even add ginger garlic paste at this point, but I do not have that, so I added just garlic. And then I'm adding some onions and just going to saute them until they're really nice and golden. And then I'm going to add in the tomatoes. I'm also going to add some chili paste. You can add in chopped chilies if you like. And then I'm going to add in some salt and the regular masalas, so that is turmeric powder, chili powder, jeera powder, some garam masala. And then I'm going to saute the masalas really well for 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'm going to add some water and let this masala cook really well for at least 5 to 7 minutes with the lid on. So this is really crucial. And then once that is done, I'm going to add the potatoes and let this cook for around 15 to 20 minutes. Now you can add in boiled potatoes as well. That will drastically reduce the cooking time of the masala, but I chose to add raw potatoes and then just cooked it in the masala. And when the potatoes are cooked like 80%, you can add in the fried chicken and then cook the chicken along with the potatoes and the masala and all of that for another like 5 to 10 minutes, and then your masala will be ready. Lastly, add in lots and lots of grated cheese. You can even add mozzarella cheese, but I really like the flavor of processed cheese, so I'm just going to add 1 cup of grated processed cheese, and your masala is done. Garnish it with some coriander leaves and set the masala aside. So once that is done, it's time to make the basket. And to make the basket, you need to take a puri ka dough, so that is half atta and half maida, and then with some salt knead it into a nice tight dough. And then using a rolling pin, just roll it out. Need not be round or anything, because anyway we're going to cut it. So then take a sharp object and cut it into a nice round shape. And then you need a steel glass like this. A small glass would be preferred, or else your basket will be really big. So take a tiny steel glass and wrap your dough around the glass. Also apply some oil so that it does not stick to the glass, and then just dip the glass in hot oil and let it fry for a few seconds. And then you'll see that the puri starts to separate from the glass. So you can just use a spoon to separate the puri from the glass, and then just continue the same method to fry all the puris to make this basket shape. Make sure that the puris are really thin so that the basket is nice and crisp, and this is how the baskets look like. So it's time to fill the basket. So I'm just going to fill the basket with the cheesy chicken masala that I just prepared, and then I'm going to add this Thousand Island dressing on top. You can add mayo, you can add ketchup, you can add hot sauce, whatever you like. I really like the flavor of Thousand Islands with this particular dish, so I am just going to use that. And then garnish it with some coriander leaves, and your cheesy chicken basket is ready. And it's done. The cheesy chicken masala stuffed into these crispy basket. This is one heaven of a dish, and you need to try this if you haven't already. So yeah, let's move on to the next dish. So this next recipe is one of the easiest recipes, honestly. It's a chicken Maggi cake, and these are all the ingredients that you're going to need: some veggies, some chicken, some masalas, Maggi, and eggs. Now you'll need 2 eggs per Maggi. I took only 4 here, but I ended up using 6, so 3 Maggis and 6 eggs. And yeah, these are all the ingredients that you're going to need. And now let's prepare the masala first. So for that, you'll have to heat up some oil and then add in onions and let the onions fry really well until they're nice and golden brown. And when your masala is being cooked on one side, on the other side just prepare a regular Maggi. So heat some water, add in the Maggi masala and add in the Maggi and boil the Maggi until it's only 80% done. Make sure that you do not overcook the Maggi, because it will cook a little bit while we make the actual cake. So only until it's 70 to 80% done. And then continuing with the masala, add in the veggies of your choice. I'm adding some grated cabbage and carrots because they go really well with this recipe. And then again I'm going to add in all the masalas. You can add whatever masalas you like. You can even add chili flakes and oregano and all of that, but I really like to keep this Indian desi. So yeah, that is all you got to do. Then add in the fried chicken and cook the masala really well. Lastly, add some coriander leaves. And then to make the cake, break in your eggs. At this point I only used 4 eggs, as I said, because I miscalculated. You need 2 eggs per Maggi. So just break in all your 6 eggs and add in whatever seasonings you like. I added some salt and pepper, some chili flakes, and then beat the eggs really well. Then add in the prepared chicken and veggie masala and mix using a spatula. And then lastly just go ahead and add in the cooked Maggi and mix again really well. Here's me adding in 2 more eggs. The batter has to be kind of liquidy and not very dry for the cake to set really well. And then just grease a pan with some oil. Make sure you grease the sides as well, and add in the batter and spread it really nicely and evenly, and then leave it on for 20 to 25 minutes on the lowest flame so that it does not burn. And yeah, after 20 to 25 minutes you just have to flip this and let the other side cook as well, and your Maggi cake is done. And once the cake is done and you take it out into a serving dish, you can garnish it with some masala. I did keep a little bit of masala aside for garnishing, so just use that to garnish the cake, and also add some coriander leaves for color, and then cut it into slices and enjoy. So that is it for the video, guys. Those were my 2 unique yet easy iftar recipes that you can try this Ramadan. If you try any of these recipes, do let me know in the comments down below. And if you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button down below. That is it for the video, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, happy Ramadan and take care.